Yeah, I heard you because my internet was off, I guess, but I did hear you. And yes, when you talk about capability statements and things like, when you go through that MBE whole process, that's something that you have to create and get and prep up your tools to be able to present yourself in the company. So I'm definitely, present and capable of, networking with all these major suppliers. And so, yeah, let's see what we can do. I'm definitely want to, have a meeting with you.
Thank you. And I'll end by saying, just be prepared. What we conform, just like you said with the reels, one reel just doesn't work. One headshot just doesn't work. So we have a branding expert, and she is a beast. So every time she gets a call, she's like, Latrice, what you want now? I need a different CAPE statement. I need a different bio. This company wants us to conform it this way. Look, we just have to bend. So my saying is, you bend while the wind blows. You conform to whatever is needed from that organization so that you can fit in that puzzle correctly, so that you can get what you need, which is exposure and a check.
Gotcha.
All right. So the one thing we talk about again at Wealth Elevation Academy, collaboration is currency.
That's right.
That's how you get to that check. So it's great to see that you two are going to be able to collaborate and help each other on so many levels. And that's what we promote here at Wealth Elevation Academy. Dr. Lewis, I'm going to pass this basketball to you. You take the next shot.
Well, I'm waiting to hear Pran ask these two. I don't think he asked questions, so I'm waiting on him to ask some questions. Mr. Wetzel, you're up.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
I thought I had unmuted myself. Okay, so I have a question. Do you also help individuals get the 8A certification with the federal government, or they already have that when you deal with the individuals?
So I don't, but I do have tools that I can assist and direct you for free services with companies that will get you 8A certified.
Okay, and does that make a big difference? Because I'm people are talking about it, so I just want to make sure that it's worth doing that work. It is.
Yes, 8A is that moneymaker. So it connects you with your it connects you with the right mentor. A lot of times, like I said, again, you will find a lot of companies that will just give you something for free. I'm gonna give you my honesty, right? Currently, we don't offer that service. But once you get approved with 8A, the SBA actually partners you with someone to try to assist you to get that money and to get good contracts, whether it's finding you somebody to sub up under or to get guidance if you're a prime, depending on, what is required and what's needed with the scope of work that you perform. It's the 8As and look at my vision boards, you guys, the GSA schedule as well. And it takes time. That's the other thing. So don't think it's microwavable like I did in the beginning. You can do your app and just wait and just, tap your fingers and think it's going to, appear out of thin air. No, it takes time. They are behind in processing. Since we've had the pandemic, a lot of companies found out that this is where the hidden money is when other money stops. So you want to also keep that in mind. It's going to take time. So the more you wait, the longer you wait, the more you put yourself into a position of potentially having to wait a longer time.
Break down for my audience, Latrice. Everybody doesn't know what that 8A is. Break it down for me. Break it down.
That particular one, I don't know the title for 8A, so do not, you guys don't quote me on that one. But I will tell you the resources that come with the 8A, they're looking to make sure that you don't make over a certain money. And it's millions of dollars, if I remember correctly. It's millions of dollars that you cannot make over. So it also gives you an opportunity. They want to make sure that you already have a social media presence, you have a website, that you are under sam.gov. You're registered with what they call it's a UEI number, which is a number that is identified by sam.gov. They want to make sure that you already have your CAPE statement. And before you go for an 8A, I will tell you something that I learned is just making sure either your finances are together or that your credit is together, making sure that you're able to pay your staff to be able to take off because you only have it for a certain amount of time. And the other thing is once you get with your mentor, which is a good thing, they want you to already be out there networking. So it's finding those correct networking tools, not just going to local networking events, but getting with like the Department of Administration, things of that nature, and finding out other cities, states. And if you have to jump on a plane, going to different areas so that you can make them see your face over and over and over again to let them know how hungry you are for that opportunity.
Okay, for our audience, the 8A is the Minority Business Owned Certification, small business, minority owned small business, because we don't want to put anything out there and not tell you what it means. So I went and I verified it and I got it, and that's what it is. Back to you, Mr. Wetzel. I see you looking around. So any more questions?
Well, she answered my other question. I wanted to ask about the SAM program, and it realizes that you have to be registered with that program in order to do any business with the federal government these days. Is that correct assessment?
Mr. Wessel, I'll tell you, making sure you have your EIN number, which is with the IRS, making sure your LLC, which is with the Secretary of State, making sure you have your DUNS number, which is, I think, Duns and Bradstreet.com, if I remember correctly. Thank you. And then making sure you register with SAM after that point. Also, 411, making sure that you have a visible presence, Google, where these companies can review you and just make sure that you are legitimate. But SAM.gov, before they let you in any government opportunity, you have to be registered in SAM and approved with the UEI number. And in all honesty, it is free if you take your time to do the resources, or the process yourself. If not, you can pay somebody like us to do it, but I would rather you do it yourself.
And SAM is another acronym. So that's the government system for awards management, just so everybody knows exactly what that is as well. So, and Dun and Bradstreet, as you said, that's very important. Getting your cage code is very important. So all these different things that Latrice has mentioned is essential if you're going to do any type of business with the government. And don't we all want some government money? I mean, I want some government money. Y'all want some government money? Okay, because they have the money. So we're gonna really kind of depend on you, Latrice, to really kind of help us navigate that terrain and help us all become successful. And then we can all kind of cheer you, lift you up, and pay you very well at the same time. How about that?
Man. When y'all get paid, I get paid, and I'm happy.
Hey, that's right. Well, if he gets paid and he gets paid and we get paid, everybody gets paid. That's what we do at Wealth Elevation Academy. Everybody gets paid. Everybody gets paid. And everyone gets elevated so that they can elevate someone else. So each one reaches back, we lift, and we all climb together. That is the Wealth Elevation Academy.
We
theme,
elevate.
Vision, whatever you want to call it. Statement, whatever you want to call it. Whatever Dr. Lewis calls it. That's what she says all the time.
Well,
so I'm just copying what she said.
Elevate you. We elevate you.
There you go. Let's see.
Awesome.
It is now 7:57, and we try to stay on time, on point. So I'm going to again pass the ball back to Dr. Lewis, and you're at the line now. Mr. Bond, you have a question? I see a finger, a hand, all those things.
Yes, I was quick statement. She said something very important I don't want us to miss. And it was kind of, she was talking to Mr. Tyler, but I teach networking. Networking is a skill set that you have to learn. And if you go to a networking event, just a few quick tips, networking event, and you are comfortable the whole time, you're not networking. You're not networking. And another thing, if you go to a networking event, don't have at least 20 contacts, business cards or contacts, you have not networked. at least 25 minimum. So now you with 25 business cards, you now have 75 points in contact. So we really got to just take the time to make sure if you go to an event, because what we do in human nature, to get somewhere, we either see somebody we know and we're stuck at the hip for the whole time, or somebody gets somewhere we're both introvert. Now we're stuck at the hip again. And the point of networking is to work the room. It's to be uncomfortable. It's to have someone look at you and move from you. Necessary. But it's to be uncomfortable because you're going there to work. We think it's going there to chit chat, and it's not. It's going there to literally work the room. So I appreciate you saying that, Louise, earlier. And I want to just clarify that for us, for everybody on the call and listening. It's a skill set, which is why I added it to the nurture part to teach it, because people need to know what networking it actually is working, not going somewhere, getting something in your hand, and joyfully enjoying time till time is up. No, it is actually working. So I want to share that. Thank you.
I
So
agree.
you will teach us how to be uncomfortable.
That's the best place to be in life.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Dr. Lewis, we're going to learn how to be uncomfortable.
Well,
You and I both.
he's exactly, let me know if you can hear me. Exactly right, because Coach Bond, you described me, period. I go to a room, find my corner, and that's where I am for the whole evening. I can't do it. I cannot network. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Mm-mm.
And Dr. Lewis knows I'm a bigger introvert than she is. She's always trying to get me to talk, and I'll just get me a little seat and sit there quietly. So I'm getting better, though. I'm getting better. So there's hope. So we're looking forward to that from you, Coach Bond.
Yes.
And that's something that our audience can also learn at the wealthelevationacademy.com, an international academy. And we hope to see all of you on the other side at wealthelevationacademy.com. And if you're looking at me, you can see it. It's like right across the top of my head up there, wealthelevationacademy.com. Thank you. Dr. Lewis?
All right. Thank you all for coming on tonight. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. I have a little delay for some reason or another, so I'm not sure when I'm talking. But anyway, thank you for coming on tonight. And I've already gotten some comments from Facebook, so I know we're being watched. And grateful for that. The recording will go on YouTube and all the other social media network. And I can do that because I'm behind the screen. But when you think I can just walk up to someone and start talking, All right. Thank you. Good night. Next Thursday at 7. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for coming on.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for the invite.
Yes. We're going to have you on. Tell us how you acquire these luxury homes through your real estate.
Okay. I'd be happy to.
Most
Thank
definitely.
you.
Yes. That's why I
Most
said, Brandy,
definitely.
you and Mr. Smith would definitely connect because he plays on the rich folks' playground. The art, the antiques, the luxury homes, the mansions. Oh, yeah.
I'm ready. I got my little book with my pencil. I'm ready to take some notes. I'm ready to be a student.
It sounds like
Mr.
you might be the instructor.
student.
You might be able to teach me something, I'm sure.
Oh, well, I'm ready to absorb. I am the sponge. Call me the
Okay.
sponge.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So I just want to go around and say thank you to everyone. Thank you to Dr. Lee Lewis, who is the founder of the Wealth Elevation Academy. Without her, there would be no Wealth Elevation Academy. I'd like to thank you, Mr. Smith, because without our guest, we wouldn't have anyone to communicate with.
Thank you.
Mr. Bond, thank you, one of our instructors. Mr. Wetzel, thank you, one of our instructors, and our guest. Taking time out of your busy schedule means so much to us. And we really
Thank you.
appreciate it because I'm sure you could have been a whole lot of other places. We take that not for granted. And we thank you for your time and for sharing with our audience all out there across social media. Thank you all too. We love you all and see you next week. Same time, same location. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Right.
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 We are closing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it, Dr. Lewis.